Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we would look at how to download and install Xampp on your laptop. So first open your favorite browser, type in Xampp download just like you can see on your screen. Usually the first link should take you to apachefriends.org, where it will take you to the page where you have to download your Xampp server. So this is what would enable us to be able to have a server environment on our laptop. So let's click on the Xampp link. It brings us to this interface where we'll see different versions of the Xampp available. I am going to download the version 8.2.12, and because I'm using a Windows machine, you choose the 64-bit download and hit. So if you wait for some time and it doesn't download, you can click on the click here link to kickstart the download process. Here you can decide whether to accept or not to accept. I decided not to accept, so you choose whichever one you would want and then move on. And then here you would click the green button on your left to kickstart the download process. So sometimes the download process is automatic and you don't need to go through all of this, but when it is not automatic, then you would go through this, and we can see that the download process has started. So we'll wait for the download process to finish, and then we would kickstart the installation process. So now that the download process is done, we will double click on the installation file to begin the installation process. So this would usually follow the installation wizard as we found it. Here I got a prompt of my user accessibility control, but it depends on what you want to do. You just move on, and then you select which applications are relevant to you. In this course, we'll be interested in PHP, MySQL. So we install MySQL. You must install PHP, MyAdmin. You must. Tomcat is not a necessity for this course, so you can decide to not to select that. But again, you can go through all of these. If you have enough space, you can leave all of the ones that were checked and then go through the installation as it is. But you can decide to uncheck some of them that you don't need also. So we are installing on drive C. It's automatically selected, and then you can leave it at that, and then click on the next button, and then click on next, and then let the installation process begin. So here the installation is done, and then you can click finish to finish your installation and open your control panel. Immediately you'll see that we have this control panel open, and to start your server you just start Apache. We can start MySQL, and then I have this pop-up which I'm going to allow. Right, so essentially these are the main stuff that I need. I need my Apache server and my SQL started, and once they turn green, it means that they are running successfully, and so we are good to go. Now let's look at where the Xampp was installed. So I'll go to this PC, I'll look on my drive C, and then here on the drive C you would see that Xampp was installed successfully. So we have something called the document root, and that is where you are going to put your PHP files. So how do you navigate your document root? You open the Xampp folder, you look for htdocs, and this is it, htdocs here, and then you open the htdocs. So once you start developing your PHP application, you have to put them in this folder, and then once you put them in this folder, you would be able to access them successfully. So we would create one, and then we would put it here and see how it goes. Our new text file. So let me look for my notepad, and then in the notepad, what I want to do is just to save it as a PHP file. So I go to save as, and then here, instead of saving it as a text file, I'm going to call it hello.php. But take note, don't save it as a text file. You need to, so that it actually saves it as what, as a PHP file. And then you click this one, and so now you can see that it is saved as hello.php. And what do I do? How do I know that this is actually running? We will start our first PHP script. So to start your first PHP script, you need to start with an opening tag. So we would say here, I would click this and that, and then type PHP and this, and end with a closing tag, which is this and then that, right? And so once I have this, it means that anything I put in between these two tags would be interpreted as PHP. And so let me write my first script. And what else can we write than our usual hello world? So echo is similar to for those of us who have done Java previously, is system.out.println. It means that we should display to the screen. So what do we want to display to the screen? I want to display hello world to the screen, right? And so once I do this, I'll press Ctrl S to save it, and then I can now go to my browser. And then when I go to my browser, what I will do is that I'm going to access my server by typing localhost and then the name of the file that so localhost will take you to the document root that I showed you, and then whichever file you want to access, you are going to type that file. So let's say hello.php, and you press enter, and it's telling me that there is an error on line 6. And so let's see which error there is on line 6. So this is line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, sorry. So it's supposed to be this instead. So take note that this is where the error was. And now let's go back and refresh, and we have our hello world displayed on the screen. And this tells us that our PHP, our Xampp server is running perfectly. And so welcome to our first application.